UI Big Daniel, the machine. Today we're gonna talk about how to build your physique like UI Daniel at home. I'm not only gonna cover the aesthetic part of UI Daniel's physique, but also the functional training required to get athleticism like UI Big Daniel. Before starting, this video was suggested by a viewer, so if you want your suggestion and ideas to be made into reality by me, make sure to comment down below any topic, any idea related to martial arts or fighting. At the end of this video, I will reveal a blueprint of completely customizable routine that you can use in your training to get athleticism and the aesthetic physique of UI Big Daniel. Here's how this video is gonna play out. We're not gonna only cover certain body parts, but also the functional training related to that body part. So, starting from the absolute bottom, we have the lower limbs for the functional training and the calves for aesthetic. For the aesthetic part, we're gonna do some little leg raises, double leg raises, or weighted leg raises. And for the functional training, we're gonna combine it with the cardio jump rope. Now, when you do jump rope, your calf muscles naturally start burning, and you put pressure naturally on your calf muscles. So, jump rope not only builds aestheticness of your calf muscles, but also the cardio required for athleticism like UI Daniel. A fighter who uses cardio like UI Big Daniel is Merab Dichaveli. He's literally called the machine. Coincidence? I think not. One of the biggest powers of UI Daniel is his ability to constantly fight without getting exhausted. That's exactly why you need calf endurance and cardio. So, moving on to the leg part, we have natural movement of squat. Here we have to target the quads, glutes,
the thigh.
For this, we can do box squats, front squats, back squats for the natural movement of squat, and for the natural movement of lunge, reverse lunges. For the glute aesthetic, you can do the basic stretching. Doing stretching is not gonna only put pressure on your glute and make it more looking aesthetic, but also it's gonna increase your functionality while you do combat sports. Moving up from there, we have the abs and the core. We're also gonna use the functional movements of rotation, anti-rotation, and core strength. For the core, we're gonna do the L-sit hold, the hollow hold. The anti-rotation are all over the upper abs. We're gonna do plank, side plank, and dead bug. For rotation or the hips, do Russian twists. Functionality of the abs really end at the core part. To get a more aesthetic physique, we'll have to do the bicycle crunches, the normal regular crunches. For the lower abs, we have to do leg flutters and leg raises. Moving up from there, we have the chest area. Now, regular athleticism, the chest area isn't that much important, but since we're doing the aesthetic part and the chest area is a big part of UI Daniel's physique. So, in order to get a chest area, you can do the basic push-ups for the 80% of the upper chest, and for the 20% of the lower chest, you're gonna do decline push-ups. Moving on to the neck. Neck might not seem like a very important part, but it is really important to train your neck. To train your neck, you can do the basic neck curls, the front, the back, the sideways neck curls. After that, you can slowly increase the difficulty by starting to do bridges and reverse neck bridges, reverse neck bridge rotations. On to the back. Now, the back is literally the most important part of achieving both the athletic build and functional training. To train your back at home, if you have a pull-up bar, do the basic pull-up. The pull-up and the chin-up not only increase the aestheticness, but also targets human functional movement of vertical pull. If you have access to barbells or dumbbells, you can do barbell or dumbbell row. If you don't have that, no worries. You can just take a bag and do a basic bag row. This will target the horizontal pull. Next, we have the shoulders. You can do the basic handstand, pipe push-up. If you have access to dumbbells, you can do shoulder presses. If you don't have access to it, you can use a bag to do shoulder presses. In this cell, shoulder exercises will target the functional movement of vertical push. Next, we have the tricep. Increase the aestheticness and the functionability of the tricep. You can just do the basic dips. If you don't have a dip bar, you don't need a dip bar. You can just take 2 chairs and start doing the dip. Onto the bicep. If you notice UI Daniel's physicality, you can see that the biceps aren't as big because in aestheticness, biceps are really important. But in functionality and athleticism, biceps aren't that important. But what is important is your hand joint. And you can straighten your hand joint by doing the basic bicep curls, hammer curls, and reverse bicep curls. Now, all the exercises that not only give you an aesthetic physique like UI Daniel, but also his athleticism. On the screen, I have shown a blueprint to a routine that is completely customizable by you. If you want to fight like UI Big Daniel, you can check my video on fighting like UI Big Daniel. So yeah, that'll be it for today's video. Work hard and smile.